What up, folks? I'm back once again doing another video game review, and this time I'm reviewing Bonk's Adventures for the NES. This particular game was originally released the on the TurboGrafx 16, but it was later ported to the NES, Game Boy, and the Amiga computer. But like I said earlier, I'm just going to do a review of the NES version. And the plot behind it is that this evil guy named King Drool kidnaps Princess Zod, and Bonk is on a mission to save her. This particular game is divided into five stages in it, and each stage has a certain amount of sections in it. Now, the first stage has 5 sections. The second stage has 8. The third stage has 6. The fourth stage has 2, and the fifth one has the most sections in it with 13. Now, stages 1, 3, 5, 3, and 5 are the only sections that are further divided into parts. And all of the enemies in the game are pretty much are in a prehistoric setting where you pretty much fight like different animals like dinosaurs and stuff. And each stage pretty much ends with a boss battle. And the only offense that Bonk has is doing the headbutts throughout the game. And plus the powers in this game are pretty much pieces of meat, like 2 different pieces of meat that has different sizes to them. Like, before you grab the first piece of meat, Bonk only does the normal attack. But once you get the first piece of meat, you pretty much can stun enemies by hitting the ground. And then the second one, once you get the second piece of meat, which is the bigger one, Bonk has temporary invincibility to it, and both of power-ups are last a certain amount of time, of course, and Bonk's Adventure is the only game that I'm aware of, the first game that I'm aware of where pieces of meat are used as a power-up instead of health. Especially with platformers, which Bonk's Adventures is. And now, as far as the graphics and level design, they're actually pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I especially like the color palettes to the graphics, and the level design is very well drawn, in my opinion. It could like compete with the with the Super Mario Brothers on NES as far as those 2 things. So is it like better than Super Mario Brothers in terms of like graphic level design? I wouldn't go that far, but it is pretty good though, and the gameplay is pretty good. It's pretty simple, but it does work. I do like the meats as power-ups. It's pretty much a nice touch in my opinion. And the soundtrack, it is pretty good in my opinion too. It pretty much fits Bonk's Adventures. Now, I can say that either the graphics or the soundtrack is the best part of Bonk's Adventures, even though personally I do lean toward the graphics though. And one thing about Bonk's Adventure, well, is that there was an opportunity for it to be like a major franchise, but it had pretty much too much competition with other games like Mario, Zelda, Sonic, Castlevania, and other games like that. And it was mainly because people were like playing those games because I know what I was playing like Mario, Zelda, Castlevania, stuff like that. So Bonk's is Bonk's Adventure is pretty much underrated in my opinion because of it was like overlooked by most gamers, and it is a pretty fun game, and I would pretty much recommend it to anybody, any gamer that is who likes platformers or they're pretty much retro gamers in that regard. Now, as far as the score, I would definitely give it an 8 because it is fun and it does have minor gripes. I didn't really put too much emphasis on it, but Bonk's Adventures is a good game. Now, with that being said, if you like um, Bonk's Adventures on NES, you can mention it in the comment section, or if you like Bonk's Adventures on TurboGrafx 16, Game Boy, or the Amiga, you can also mention that also. If you like the review of this Bonk's Adventure, don't hesitate don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button on this video, and don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.